this is the sheet wax we're going to use. Just got it from Easy Composites. It's 2mm thick. I'm assuming we just cut it with a Stanley knife and use the little sections to run over where we need it. As I say, I've never used it before, so it'll just be a hit or a miss, a bit of trial and error. Watched a video on it on YouTube as usual, so yeah, I'm an expert now, so I'm sure it'll all be fine. So it's got all the flanges done and the filleting wax done. The reason for the flanges is when you're making your mould, you want to keep a couple inches all the way around it, so you've got plenty to cut back. It makes it a bit easier when you're laying up fiberglass carbon for somewhere to go rather than try to stop it in a corner. So yeah, it's all the little gaps and holes filled with the wax so that the resins and things can't seep in anywhere and make it hard to get the mould off this part. The underside, you've probably seen me just going around it just a bit of silicone. And the reason being this board's kind of flexible a wee bit, and I'm hoping doing that will seal it onto the body. Yeah, a couple of little holes I'd fill it there with the wax there, and a little fixing hole up there. So when we come to actually make the part, it'll end up getting cut from there up to an angle to maybe 10mm or so to let the wheel go up behind it. And because we've added 2mm on here up where the light is, the light usually sits pretty tight. There is a small gap between the original paintwork and the light, but we're going to be beefing that up by a couple of mil, so I'm going to have to cut the underside of the light a couple of mil just to give it the clearance it needs. That's not much of an issue. And here, the wax is quite smooth, you'll see some little imperfections in it. We're going to see this piece here. So I'm going to put a few coats of the tooling gel coat on here, so when I pull the mould off I can sand it back smooth. You'll see it here, finished down, and I'll just put it down where I've seen it. You will see the mix there. I'm going to tighten that up once I've made the mould. The slight concern is the door, so we're building this up with a couple of mil as well, so when the door shuts to here, this is a bit tighter. I think when the door still shuts, I thought we need to do some sort of alteration. Eventually I'll carbon door skins, so I can shape the perfect arches. But yeah, I think that's all looking good. I'm going to just do the other side over the next couple of days. That way when we come to make the mould, we can just work on one while the other one's dry and vice versa, and get that done a bit quicker. Yeah, looking good. Happy with the progress so far. That's me smashed this side out, took a couple hours. Faster than we were doing. So next is to put between 5 and 8 layers of smooth release wax on each side. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So I've not read this one, but usually you can leave a bit more between each coat. As many coats on there as possible so that put over top of it will come away easily. And yeah, hopefully all this hard work is going to pay off. I may record a little bit of time lapse putting some wax in. It'll last like 30 seconds, so we can do with that. Well guys, it's finally time to make the moulds, and to say I'm bricking it is an understatement. So as you've seen from the last video, we've put 7 coats of wax on here. I thought I'd give it just a little clean off. And the next stage is to put a layer of PVA release agent on, and I'm going to put that on the spray gun. Hopefully it goes on nice and evenly, between 50 and 80 psi it said in the instructions. So I'll whack that on with the spray gun, give that time to cure. I think it's about an hour or two, and then we can go into the tooling gel coat, which we put on the brushes. I'm going to put maybe 2 coats on with that, just so it's a decent thickness, and that way when we take the moulds off, we've got a little bit we can sand and polish back. Any imperfections will be taken care of at that point. We've got the heater running because we need to keep the place at 20 degrees, and a dehumidifier just to keep humidity down. Got my scales and mixing cups, a little digital thermostat to check the temperatures of things. But yeah, all the gels and stuff have been in the house overnight, so hopefully they're all at a decent temperature and everything's going to work out for us. Fingers crossed, because we've spent a lot of time to get to this point already. So yeah, here we go. So the spray gun put it on nice and evenly, but it left it textured, so I decided to go over it with a brush I've used this kind of stuff before and it kind of doesn't react with the wax, but the wax obviously repels it and it starts to drip. So I'm just going to keep going over it with the brush to try and keep it nice and even while it's drying. Hopefully that's the right thing to do. It's basically just to, that will give you a barrier between that and the mould, so it release easy. So yeah, I think if it goes on the way it's is just now, it's going to leave a texture on the other side of the mould which I'll need to buff out, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because obviously I've made these moulds so good and smooth that now it's all textured anyway, but that's just the way it goes. So I'll a few more coats with the brush, just kind of go over the brush to even it out while it dries, and I'll just leave it be and we'll just deal with it on the other side of things. Okay, so I've went over it a few more times with the brush and it seems to be a bit better. Still got some lines, but yeah, I can cope with that I think. And here's my little digital thermometer, 21 degrees. Seems to be a good temperature for the place, so hopefully we'll give that an hour I think. It's already had maybe half an hour already. See how it's looking, if we're ready to put the tooling, not tooling gel coat, the mould gel coat. I can't even remember the name of the stuff now. Head's pickled with all. Tooling gel coat, yeah, I was right enough. Put tooling gel coat on, and again there's an hour or two between coats for that as well, so hopefully by the end of the day I can start putting some fiberglass on.
Say my name until the city burns and the stars fade away and your scars don't hurt. Stay with me until the last man falls. I don't need them anyway. When I'm with you I have it all. Oh, I'll never let you slip away. Oh, and you don't have to be afraid. I will hold you till the sun comes crashing down. I'm yours until the end of time.
So that's 2 layers of the gel coat on, nice and thick. So the second layer you just waited, well, before you put the second layer on you waited till the first layer was just, the glove would stick to it, but it wouldn't leave any residue on the glove. So that's where we got to, and it's the same again for this layer, so we'll leave this till dry for maybe, it's quite warm in here. The other layer dried a bit quicker, I was expecting an hour, it dried in about 45 minutes. So same again, let this dry, and then we're going to put on 3 layers of fiberglass cloth. The first layers are very, very fine. I've just got it, it's in the packet, I've not even opened it yet. It's very, very light and fine. Put it on so it contours very nicely, and then the next 2 layers are the chopped strand matte. Leave that to dry for a day or 2, and then we'll just build it up with some more layers. Thick as we can get it, the better.
Don't say my name, stay with me till the stars fade away and your scars don't Your scars don't hurt. Your scars don't hurt.
So on the cloth I've marked a template just so I'm cutting off some of the excess here, save it hanging over the car too much. Managed to also get some of the fibre stuck to that, but hopefully not a big issue there. So we'll get this cut, and also the thinner veil stuff. Mix up some resin and we'll just get cracked on with it. Okay, it's a new day. Chatted with some people on some of the composite forums. Maybe not as bad as it seems, hopefully. So everything's secured now. See, a couple of days later. I'm still not convinced. I think there will be some pockets of air in between that and the gel coat. We'll deal with that later. But if we give it a quick sand over to take any little high spots away, then we can just keep going on that. So what I've got here is different thicknesses. I think I've got 3 layers of the 225 gram matting. That's what we used on that. So I'm going to keep that for the other side. And I've got a slightly heavier matting now, 400. So I think I've got 4 layers of that. So the plan is put 2 layers of the heavier stuff onto this. And this side, the conflicting reviews, actually some people say you need to sand this before you can go into it. Some people say wipe it last one, some people say do nothing. So I'm waiting back to hear from the manufacturer of this stuff just to get his final view on it. But all going well, we can just do whatever we need to do it and then get the glass on it. So if we can do the 2 layers today over there and get a couple of layers on this as well, that keeps the ball rolling. And next day off, what have I got? Maybe tomorrow, maybe the weekend, I'll do another couple of layers on each side. I've also got some kind of backing board, kind of core material it's called, a couple mil thick, and you can put that on, soak it with resin, and it kind of creates just some different layers of fiberglass. It creates a thicker layer, and then when you put more fiberglass over it, it strengthens the part. So yeah, I've got a lot of work to do on it. We need to strengthen the flanges as well, even though there's only 3 coats on it. It's pretty rigid, but they're obviously going to take a lot of abuse. And we want these to be solid, so it's just a case of working on, and hopefully when we pull these suckers off, they're good. If not, need to repair them. We're too far gone now to give up, although it did cross my mind the other day. I went in the house in a bit of a mood. I just said to Mrs, if this doesn't work, it's over. We're just stopping the project. Just buy a body kit and be done with it. Just and the phone battery died, so we missed the last little section of that. No big dramas, I suppose. So, another day, another little complication. What happened today was the sun actually came out in Scotland and it was like 30 degrees outside, which is awful nice, but it meant that the hardener kind of activated a bit quicker. So the second coat, when I was putting it on, the first coat was starting to exotherm heat up, and it started to, this little bit, it's quite hard now, it's set, but it's kind of, there's obviously an air void in here. Nothing I can really do about it. When I come to sand it, then next time I'll see if I can sand through it and put some more fiberglass on it. I think most it'll be fine, it just seems to be kind of the troublesome areas, kind of in the corners. But yeah, another 2 layers on. It was a kind of heavier cloth, it was a bit harder to work with and it took a lot more resin. So yeah, I don't know what we'll be doing next, but we'll just kind of go through. I had some email feedback from the East Coast Fiberglass that I use, so they reckon that's fine to go into that, give me a few hints and tips. So what I'm going to do is just leave this one. I was going to work between both, but I'm just going to leave it now until I'm happy with this, how this one came out. So yeah, till next time.